Alright guys, so in this specific video, we are going to come up with a new topic wherein we are going to discuss about these custom tooltips, right? So we have already looked upon that what exactly these tooltips are whenever we were looking into the properties of any of our visual, right? Like let me go forward with any of the tool which I'm already having over here. So let us get into our executive dashboard, okay? And with respect to our executive dashboard, we are having these visual, which is representing the information as orders by category, right? If I'm just hovering over here, you will get to see that on hovering, I will get to see that with respect to accessories, what is the number of orders I'm getting, and a kind of tooltip you can see, right? A tooltip which is being associated with respect to each and every single value over here itself, right? So what if I want to come up with a tooltip which is representing some information better as compared to this specific tooltip that we can see on hovering, right? Or what if I want a tooltip which I'm going to create on my own, right? A kind of, so this tooltip will be behaving as a kind of report page itself. So we can create our own report page, and that report page we can make the use of as a kind of tooltip, and that tooltip can be associated with respect to these multiple chart options. Okay, so you can definitely have a kind of functionality like that. We will be showing you the practical implementation that what how exactly we can come up with this custom tooltip, right? So by custom, again, I don't mean to say that we are going to make the use of formatting tooltip, but we are going to create our own report page. We are going to simply come up with the measurements which we want to show or which we want to associate with respect to these visuals. Okay. So let us get into the practical implementation of creating a custom tooltip. Let me add a page over here. And now, one thing you can see over here that with respect to my given page, okay. Now with respect to my given page, you can see that there is going to be a format option, right? So this format option you will get to see. So we have been working with these format options wherein we were double clicking onto one of the visual. But if you directly want to access this format option, then you can simply click over here. Okay. So now the thing is that there is an option for page information over here, right? So now this page information will be helping you out to convert this overall report into a tooltip itself, right? So you can simply name this tooltip if you want to. So I want to name this page as my custom tooltip. This is completely up to me what exactly I want to name it as. So this is going to be the name for a custom tooltip itself, and then the page type I want to convert it to as, or I want to set it as tooltip. Drill through we have already seen, right? And now you can simply define that what is going to be the canvas, how exactly this canvas should look like. Each and every single information associated with this tooltip that you can simply associate with the visuals. Okay. So into our canvas settings, we can decide. So its type is definitely going to be tooltip, but what exactly I can do is that I can simply keep it as a tooltip, or I can simply keep it as custom. And by keeping it as custom, I can define that what size I want and what is going to be the width I want from my side, right? So I want the height to be there as 225. I don't want to keep it as 240, and the width I want to keep it as 425. Again, this is something completely up to me. If you want to keep some other width or other width or other height, that is something completely up to you only. You can keep it like that. Okay. And once we're done with the canvas settings, let us get into our canvas background and how exactly we want the canvas background to be shown. So I want it to be shown in a light gray format, and the transparency I want to keep it as 0. It seems cool, quite fine. You can simply keep a background. What exactly you can do is that you can simply download an image, a background, right? And then that image you can simply import via making the use of browse option as well. So this is a kind of functionality you can have as well if you are making the use of this custom tooltip, right? Or any of the canvas with respect to any canvas background you can set by simply importing an image as well. This is another way to set an image. And now once we're done with this canvas settings, now let us show our important details. So the details which I want to show over here is first of all going to be a kind of card you can show. So we can simply come up with a multi-card. So multi-card will be displaying all of those important numbers which we have calculated, like total revenue. You can show total profit, total orders, and then as well as total returns as well. In a similar way, you can come up with this area chart, which will be displaying the details with respect to start of week. So in terms of start of week, what is the total orders we are getting? So that insight we can again get via making the use of this area chart itself, right? So first of all, let us have a kind of multi-row card over here. Okay. So at first, I can have my multi-row card. You can provide a kind of proper formatting to your card only, wherein how exactly you want to show it. So the details I want to show is first of all going to be the total revenue. Then I can show total profit, total orders, and then finally total returns. Now let us bring in some formatting over here. I need to bring in some formatting wherein with respect to category labels, I want to keep the size as 8. Okay. And then I want the color to be shown as Sigo UI. That seems quite fine. And with respect to my callout values, I want the size to be as 12 seems quite fine, right? 12 is completely fine by us. Then with respect to font size, we want to keep it as Sigo UI bold. Just because we want to reflect the numbers, and I want to provide the color as bluish. Okay, this seems quite fine, right? And transparency, I want to keep it as 0% if I can figure out some. I want to show the information like that. Title I don't want to keep, and this information seems quite fine, right? If you want to come up with some other background as well, that is also something you can do. One thing I can do over here, and that is I can simply keep the color as white for my category labels, and the background I will be setting in some other way. Let us see if it is how exactly it does look like. Okay, this seems quite fine. I mean, if you want to show the information like this, it's completely up to you. Background color you can set like this, or you can come up with some other background color if you want to. This seems like too much blackish kind of color, right? 10% lighter if I'm looking into. Okay, these colors you can definitely choose from your side, right? Whatever color seems fine to you, you can simply go forward with it. And let us move forward with some other color, or let us keep it as white itself. Let us see how exactly it will look like if I'm keeping it as white itself. Or let me do one thing. What exactly I can do is that I can simply uh, keep the same background. Okay. Now with respect to my size and style, or if I can just turn off the background, that is also something I can do, right? So we can show the information like this: what is the total revenue, total returns, and all of that information, right? So this information you can show into your dashboard itself, that what exactly is the revenue, profit, and the number of orders and the total returns you're getting. Now, once we're done with this, I will be moving forward with representing the information with respect to our area chart. That with respect to on the basis of month by month basis, what is the number of orders we are getting. So let us get into our canvas. And now into our canvas itself, I will be choosing the area chart. So let me choose my area chart over here. Let us provide it with a proper width. Okay. And then into my x-axis, I want start of month. Again, you can keep a kind of hierarchy over here as well. You can simply drill up, drill down. That is something up to you completely. But I want to show the information with respect to start of month. And on the y-axis, I want to show total orders to be there. Right? Let's see how exactly it is looking like. I want the labels to be in white, and I don't want to keep any title over here. So let us get into my formatting. Background I want to turn off. Okay, that seems quite fine. Title I don't want to keep. With respect to shade area, I will be bringing in some changes. Okay. With respect to my x-axis, the values I want to show it in a white color. Okay. Similarly, with respect to my y-axis, I want the color to be shown as white only. Right? So you can show the information like this, that what is the number of orders we are getting. And if you want to show some other information as well, that is also something completely up to you. Title we don't want to keep, that's why we are not exactly including it. And with respect to sizing and styling, you can simply adjust it from your side. Let us see if we are planning to make any more changes. Range seems quite fine. Values we have already shown. Then the title, uh, we should turn it off, right? We are not exactly interested into showing this title. With respect to my secondary y-axis, I don't want to show anything. With respect to shade area, that is completely fine. And thing I can do over here, and that is, first of all, I can provide a kind of title to it. Just because if you're creating a kind of tooltip, then we need to show that what exactly this area chart is representing, right? But before that, let me get into my x-axis, and with respect to x-axis, the title that was there. So that title should be in white color, right? So that we can show that what exactly we are representing. So with respect to start of month, we are looking into the details, and then with respect to my y-axis, I want to turn on the title, and then I want the color to be there as white only. Okay. And then the title I can again add if I want to. And a title I can keep it as weekly or monthly orders. Just because we are representing the information with respect to month by month basis. Right. And a text color I want it to be white. This seems quite fine. Let me horizontally align it in the middle only. Right. And this seems quite fine, right? It seems quite great information. So we are representing the monthly orders with respect to start of month. What is the number of orders we are getting? That is something we are representing. And then as well as that, some important metrics we are representing over here. Okay. This information seems quite fine and it looks a bit cool to associate as a tooltip with respect to my multiple visuals, right? So let me get into my executive dashboard right now. I want to associate it with respect to that visual itself. So now with respect to my orders by category, with respect to properties, I want to associate it as a tooltip. So the type I will be choosing at report page, and the page I want it to be shown as custom tooltip. Okay. Once I'm done with this, let me hover over here. And once I'm hovering, you will get to see the complete information, right? So complete information from that specific. So from accessories, what is the revenue we are generating? What is the profit, total orders, and total returns? The complete insight. Then a chart you can see associated. Along with that, you can see with respect to start of month, what is the monthly orders you are getting, right? So that's how cool it is. That's how cool your custom tooltip is going to be. You can simply define your complete tooltip report, and you can simply associate it with any of the visual that you want to, right? So there is no need to come up with this automated tooltip which is being generated by Power BI. You can create your cool tooltips if you want to, and then you can show the information like this, right? This is something you can have, and that's how you can simply come up with these tooltip options or your custom tooltips you can create. And one more thing I would like to show to you over here, that if you don't want to show this page in front of the stakeholders, then you can simply hide it as well. Just right click on it and then hide option you will get to see. So it will be hidden from the user in the Power BI desktop. Definitely it won't be hidden, but in the Power BI service. So in the next upcoming videos, we will be looking into that how you can sign in over here. And after doing the sign in, you can simply come up with some more number of functionalities. You can come up with more number of visuals, how you can publish your dashboard, how you can simply represent it into a website. So more number of functionalities you will get to see when you will be doing it, when you will be coming up with this sign in option. So up till now, whatever we have shown you is being completely created when we are not exactly doing the sign in. But after doing the sign in, you will get to see some more number of functionalities that we will be discussing in the next videos. And definitely for this option over here, that is sign in option, you need a kind of account. An account from the organization or your school account or in whatever company you are working in. If you're having a professional account, then only you can do the sign in over here. Otherwise, you won't be able to make the use of this option, right? So that would be all with respect to my custom tooltip, and let us meet in the next video with looking into the insights with our new sign in option, right? What all functionalities we can get when we are logging in over here. So that would be all in this video, and thank you. All right, guys. So from this specific video, we are going to get started with looking into this sign in option. So before doing the sign in, if you're having an organization ID or if you're working in a college or school as well, then if your college has purchased the service version of Power BI, then to the students definitely they can have the ID. Or if the college has purchased the Power BI service version for the students as well, then you can simply make the use of your college credentials and you will be able to do the login. In a similar way, if you're working in an organization, then if your organization has purchased the service version of Power BI, then again you can make the use of Power BI so that you can have the experience with some more number of extensions. As in this specific video itself, we are going to look upon that how we can come up with some of the extensions which we are not able to see at this point, like how we can make the use of this copilot option. So you can have this copilot option so that you can make the use of AI to come up with the insights. In a similar way, you can publish your dashboard. So each and every single aspect we will be looking into when I will be doing the signing. So I will be making the use of my own organization ID. So I will be entering the email over here. And once I'm done with entering the organizational ID and password, you will be able to see my name over here. Or if you're doing the sign in from your side, your organization ID and password, if you are making use of, then instead of this sign in option, you will get to see your name. Okay. So if you are able to see your name, then you have successfully made the use of, or you have successfully did the sign in into your Power BI dashboard. But if you're not able to see your name, then definitely you need to come up with an ID, right? So I will be doing the complete credentials entering, and once I'm done with entering the credentials, then you will get to see the name over here. So I won't be showing you the name and how my credentials definitely. And I will, so in the next video, I will be meeting you with entering the credentials. So once I've entered the credentials and once I'm done with complete login, then I will show you that what all features we can have in Power BI that we can make the use of so that we can have some extensions that we are not able to look at this point, right? So let us meet in the next video with looking into some of the extensions in Power BI, and that would be all in this video. So thank you. All right, guys. So we did successful login into our Power BI dashboard, and now I will be able to access all of the features which you can access via making the use of the Power BI service, right? So the functionalities that you were not able to access before, that you can see that will be accessed at this point. And I'm not exactly showing you the name after doing the login, but you will get to see your name, right? Once you're done with the login, you will get to see your name pop up at the place of sign in option, right? So one thing I would like to show it to you over here, that how you can simply come up with these custom visuals, right? So in the previous videos, we were discussing about the multiple visuals that we can see on the screen. So we can have these multiple visuals option, right? But there are some options which are helping us out to get more visuals, or we can import a visual from a file as well. In a similar way, you can see that we are having this option of more visuals as well. And we are having this option of Power Platform, wherein we are having Power Apps, Power Automate, Page Generated Report. So if you want to work with these Power Platform tools as well, that is the Page Generated Report, and you can see that now I'm able to access the Power App as well, right? So if you want to work with these Power App and all of these functionalities, again, you require the Power BI service version. If you're not having that Power BI service version, you won't be able to work with these, right? So page-generated report can help you out to work with these PDF kind of files, right? Like for example, if you want to apply some kind of filter, and after applying that filter, if you want some records to be shown, or the visualization to be shown on the basis of these filters into a PDF report, so that people can simply share these PDF files together, and then they can share the information with respect to each other. Then they can make the use of this page generated report. So you will get to have this Power BI report builder, that is another version of Power BI. So we won't be able to work with Power BI dashboard if you want to work with this page generated report. In a similar way, you can come up with this Power App. So Power App can help you out in building these forms. So you can even build your own Google form, which via making the use of which you can simply put that Google form on the Power BI dashboard. And then if you are entering the details from that Google form by making the use of Power App, then the details will be getting stored in the backend of your database. So for example, any backend you are making the use of, and if you want that the users should enter their information via making the use of the Google form, which is there in the front end of Power BI, then you simply have to enter the credentials. You simply have to enter the information into that form from the front end of Power BI, and on submitting it, you will get to see the information getting transferred in the back end of our database, right? So for that, you simply need to make the use of this Power Apps, and Power Apps is having so many other functionalities as well. In a similar way, you can make the use of this Power Automate button. Again, it is a service, or it is a tool which is being provided to you only when you are having the access to an organization ID, right? So we won't be exploring about these three Power Platform tools in this specific section, or in the further section as well, just because it is not a part of our content. But definitely you can work with it once you're having the ID, right? As it's really cool. I've worked with this page generated report, and these Power Apps, this Power Automate buttons in my other projects, right? So definitely you can work it out. So in this specific video, we are going to discuss about these more visuals. So now you can either come up with the more visuals from any file. So if you are having any of the visual which you have stored into any of your file, then you can simply make the use of that visual from that file itself, or you can simply have the access to the visual from app source. Okay, so now you can see a lot of like hundreds and thousands of visuals, right? You can just see that how many number of visuals we are having, and each and every single visual will be used for a specific purpose. So for example, if you want to show your face, right? If you want to show your any image, like if you are creating a dashboard for the multiple employees, and if you want to associate the images of the employee with respect to each and every single dashboard, then you can have the image functionality as well. You can simply make the use of the image visual that is there in Power BI visual, and via making the use of which you can simply show the image of the faculties, or any of your employees as well, right? So this functionality you can have, and then so many number of functionalities you can have, right? You just have to be a bit clear that which tool is serving what purpose, and as per that you can simply work with these visuals. So at this point, so you can see that we can have these organizational visuals as well, and then at this point we are going to discuss about the app source visuals. So we won't be exploring about all visuals, but we will be exploring about app source visuals. And what is the major reason behind it? So the major reason why we are working with the app source visual, just because all of these app source visual that you can see over here have a stamp of approval by Power BI itself, right? So these apps are being tested from Power BI, and they are working completely fine. So that's why we are working with these app source visuals, and it's completely authenticated to work with these app source visuals, right? So I will be working with, so you can simply work with any of the tool if you want to, but in this specific video, you can see that we are having this simple image wherein you can show the images of the employees, right? You can see that it supports URL. You can simply copy the link of the employee, or you can simply display the image as well. It's completely up to you, right? So in this specific video, we are going to discuss about a custom visual, and that is going to be an animated bar race chart. Let me search it over here. You can see that we are having this animated bar chart over here. So this will be like a play button, just like a kind of video is being showing you the details. So it's just like a video wherein you can simply see that with respect to a specific time frame. Like for example, if I'm looking into these details, that what was the number of orders I was getting for a product in this specific month as only. So if there is a specific product which was gaining maximum number of orders in the beginning, so that will be rising, right? That will be rising like this into a bar. Then if there is a second product which just gained the number of orders greater than the previous product, which was gaining the maximum number of orders previously, then that specific product will now be shown in an animated way that it is rising, right? Its length is increasing, and its length is becoming wider as compared to the previous bar width, right? So we will be looking into this animated bar chart race when I will be showing you the practical implementation. So first of all, you have to add it. You simply have to click on this add option. And then once you will add it, you will get to see a kind of notification which will show you that now we have successfully imported this custom visual, right? And we will be representing this custom visual into our new page, right? So you can see this message, import successful. The visual was successfully imported into this report. Just because we don't want to work with this specific visual into our final dashboard. And the thing is that just because most of you might put, not be aware about these organization ID, and you might not have these organization ID, right? So that's why we want to be including this into our original dashboard. But let me just show you that how you can exactly work with it. Let me add a new page over here, and into a new page itself, you can see the animated bar chart race option. So if I'm scrolling down at the bottom, you will get to see the custom visual which you have just imported. Let me click over here. You can see, and you can see that we are having 4 number of fields that we can enter over here. So you can enter the name, you can enter the value, then the period and the color, right? These are going to be the 4 functionalities. So these functionalities you can see at this point, as initially we were having some kind of other functionalities, as what is the items we are going to have, what is the chart item we can enter, what is the chart values, then chart period. Now it is only showing us the value, period, and name, right? So let me look into what exactly I want to represent. So the period I want is going to be my month, right? But first of all, what exactly I want to show over here is the product subcategories. Okay, let me get into my product subcategories, and let us show the subcategory name. Okay, once we're done with representing the subcategory name, let me enter the value. So what exactly should be the value is going to be total orders. Okay, and then how exactly I want the details to be shown is going to be month by month. Now you can see the information over here that road bikes were having the maximum number of orders initially, right? And then the mountain bikes were also having the increase in the number of orders. So you can see it in a kind of animated kind of format, right? So mountain bikes is gaining the number of orders, and then we can see that tires and tubes is gaining the maximum number of orders with respect to time. So you can see that as months is passing by, how tires and tubes is gaining the maximum number of profits. And then finally, at the end, we came across this information that tires and tubes is having the maximum number of order. And then we are having helmets, and then finally we are having these bottles and cages. So a kind of race you can see, right? You can see a kind of race happening, and then in an animated format. So that's exactly how you can work with these visuals, right? So you can see that how cool these visuals are, right? So definitely you won't be able to access such kind of visuals if you are working with the Power BI dashboard version, or if you're not exactly having the access to an organization ID. So definitely we won't be including this dashboard, or we won't be including this visual into our main report. It was just a kind of preview kind of version to show you that how you can exactly work with these visuals, right? So that was a kind of preview that how we can work with these visuals, just because I don't want it to be there into my original dashboard. So I will be simply deleting this image. We are done with the preview of the custom visuals that you can import. And let me do one thing over here. I don't even want it in my visual, right? I don't want it to be there as in my all visuals. So I can simply remove a visual as well, which you have just imported. Just click over here and remove it. Okay. That's exactly how you can work with these custom visuals if you're having the access to the Power BI Pro version, right? Or any Power BI service version you are having the access to. So that would be all with the first implementation, or the first functionality and additional functionality that we can have if we are having the access to the Power BI Pro version or the service version. So there are Power BI Pro version, Power BI Premium version. If you're working with a large amount of data, very large amount of data, then you can go forward with the Power BI Premium version. But costing is going to be high, right? But if you're not exactly working with a very large amount of data, then you can work with the Power BI Pro version, but definitely costing would vary as per the kind of version you are making the use of. As in the case of Power BI desktop, there is no costing required. Whatever dashboards you have shown you until now, for that there is not at all any costing required. But for the Power BI Pro version, you will be requiring a costing, and then along with that, for the Power BI Premium, there is a lot of costing involved, right? So that would be all with respect to how you can exactly import these custom visuals into your dashboard, and let us meet in the next video with some more informative content. So thank you. All right, guys. So in this specific video, we are going to discuss about the mobile layout. So for example, you have created this dashboard, right? And you want the end users to view your dashboard into their phones itself, right? So what exactly the organization can do is that, or the members of the organization can simply view this dashboard into their phone itself if you are bringing in a mobile layout attached with respect to your dashboard, right? So you simply have to define a kind of layout that how exactly this dashboard should look like into your phone, right? And that layout is going to be that specific layout which your end user will be able to see, or the other members of your organization will be able to see, right? That's something you can have via making the use of this mobile layout. So this mobile layout will be helping us out to design the mobile specific version of the report pages. So I will be working with this specific executive dashboard report page itself. It will be showing you that how you can exactly come up with this mobile layout, and you can simply assemble these multiple visuals that you are having on the screen. So you will get to have the access to all of the visuals, and you can simply put it into a particular particular version itself, or you can simply put it on a particular layout itself that is going to be the mobile layout, right? So in the next video we will be discussing about this thing, that how you can publish your dashboard, how you can basically share this dashboard, and you can view the web version of it in this dashboard. But the thing is that only after you are going to publish this dashboard, right? Like as you might would have heard in the previous videos that we were discussing about this thing, that you will only be able to access this dashboard, or you will only be able to access the service version of Power BI when you are having the organization ID, right? So if you are working in an organization, or there are around 100 to 200 more number of employees in your organization, so if you want that each and every single individual from those 100 to 200 employees in your organization, if you want that those employees should also have the access to this particular dashboard mobile version, then you simply need to publish it, right? Only when you are publishing this dashboard, only then the rest of the individuals or the rest of the employees from your organization will be having the access to this dashboard, right, onto their phone itself. So that's why publishing before this before looking into the mobile layout of this dashboard is quite important. So at this point we will be just designing the mobile layout, and then in the next video we will be looking into this thing, that how we can exactly publish this dashboard, right? And only after publishing, the employees of your organization will be able to access, or will be able to view this dashboard onto their phone itself, right? So with respect to my executive dashboard, let me get into the view option. So now into the view ribbon, you will get to see that we are having this option of mobile layout. So by clicking on it, you will get to have the access to the mobile layout, that how exactly this dashboard should look like into a phone or into a mobile. So what exactly I want to represent over here? So I will be representing some kind of important information, right, with respect to this specific dashboard. So the first thing I want to represent is the monthly revenue card. I can simply drag it and drop it over here on the top. Okay. That is the first information. You can simply arrange it if you want, like how exactly you want this information to be shown. That is completely up to you. So into your phone, you can see a kind of complete layout, right? That how exactly this dashboard will be looking into a vertical aspect. Vertically, how exactly it should look like. That is going to be the first info that you will be delivering. Then the second info you can represent is the monthly orders, right? That's exactly how you can represent the monthly orders as well, the monthly revenue. In a similar way, you can represent this chart as well. Let me just make it a bit more wider, right? You can see how exactly it looks like, right? It looks really cool, right? In a similar way, you can represent some matrix information as well. That completely depends upon that what kind of information you want to represent, right? So whatever information you are putting in, or whatever information you are dragging and dropping over here, that information you will get to see into your mobile in a similar way, right? At the top, if I'm keeping the cards, then in your mobile view, you will be able to see these specific cards only into your mobiles itself, or into the organization employees mobile. This kind of version they will get to see onto their dashboard itself, onto their mobile itself, right? Let me just drag it. Let me keep it over here. Let me just maximize it, right? So this is going to be the exact mobile layout, right? So you can come up with these insights. You can simply drag it and drop it. You can simply arrange that how your mobile layout should look like. So you can simply put more of the visuals if you want to, right? That's completely up to you. We were just showing you a kind of way in which how you can represent your dashboard into a mobile. Okay. So now by making the use of this mobile layout, whenever you are going to publish your dashboard, people who are working in your company will get to see this mobile layout which you have just designed right now, who are and then this specific layout itself they will get to see. So whatever dashboard you have created over here into this specific version, or into your dashboard version, Power BI desktop version, that desktop version won't be visible to the people, but this mobile layout version is only going to be that version which is going to be visible to the employees of your company, right? So that's how exactly how you can come up with the mobile layout of your Power BI dashboard, and that would be all. And let us meet in the next video and the final video of this section, wherein we are going to publish this dashboard, and then that would be the end of this section, right? So we have came across a long journey, right? So in the last video and in the next video, we will be looking into this aspect, that how exactly we can publish this dashboard, and how we can represent this dashboard into a web version, right? So that would be all in this video, and let us meet in the next video with our final content. So thank you. All right, guys. So here we are with the last video, or the final video of our section, that is publishing the dashboard, right? So in the last video, we were discussing about the mobile layout, and you can simply move into the mobile layout, and you can simply look upon the dashboard layout from these two options that you're having on the screen, right? So in our last video, we will be looking into this aspect, that how we can publish this dashboard so that other people can make a use of it, right? So when you're going to publish your dashboard, so you can only publish it into the Power BI service, right? So Power BI service is like a cloud version of Power BI, wherein we can publish our dashboard, or we can basically share these dashboard with respect to the other company members. In a similar way, we can collaborate, we can share, we can have these shared workspaces as well. So workspace can be a kind of folder wherein you're creating your multiple files, and then the complete folder or the complete workspace you can simply share with the rest of your members, right? So this is something you can have. in the Power BI service, and for definitely working with the Power BI service, you need to have the access to the organization ID, right? So let us look into the final video that how we can exactly publish our dashboard, and then let us finally end this section, right? So let me click over here on the publish option. First of all, you need to save all of your changes. So whatever name you have provided, whatever changes you have done, each and every single change you can make, and you need to finally save it. Once you're done with saving it, you can simply store it into your workspace itself. You need to select it. You click over here, and then you need to select it. And finally, it is getting published as the name of your Power BI dashboard in the desktop. Right, finally the success message you can see. So whatever dashboards you have created into your Power BI desktop, now you will be able to see it in the web version of Power BI, right? So Power BI service is nothing but a kind of cloud platform or a web version wherein into your browser, now you will get to see. And each and every single member of your organization will now be having the access to this dashboard itself, right? So let me get into my Power BI dashboard itself. Let me open the dashboard by clicking over here. That is open company data analysis Power BI dashboard in Power BI. Let me click over here. Once you will get to click over here, this is going to be the link when you will get to have the access. So app.powerbi itself, you can get the functionality to do the sign in, right? You can simply do the sign in over here with respect to your organization ID, and then you can simply look upon this dashboard over here itself. So I'm able to see these multiple options over here, right? So these multiple options, you can see that the workspace we are going to have, then these other options you can as well as see over here. So all of these options you can only have when you are working with the Power BI service version. And now you can see that into a browser, right? Into a browser itself, we can see our dashboard getting created. So each and every single aspect we can work upon, and each and every single aspect that we have explored until now into a Power BI desktop, now you can have the access to it in the web version of it. And each and every single member of your organization can now have the access to this dashboard just because they can simply come up with their own organization ID. They can simply do the login in Power BI web version. And then into the web version itself, they will get to see the shared dashboards. So you can simply share these dashboards with respect to the other members of your company, and then they can have the access to these dashboards that you have created into your Power BI desktop. Right. So you can see that each and every single aspect. If I'm hovering over here, you'll get to see that tooltip that we have created, right? In a similar way, with respect to my map. One more thing you can see on the screen, that that specific page that I have created as a custom tooltip, that is not visible over here, right? In the Power BI desktop, that was actually visible, but at that point, it is not visible just because we have kept it hidden into the Power BI desktop itself, right? You can export it as well if you want to. You can export it into a Power BI. This you can simply export it into a PowerPoint format as well, so that each and every single dashboard will be represented into a Power BI slide, right? So into a Power BI slide itself, you can simply work with these slides. You can simply have the slide which is having the functionality to come up with this dynamic kind of version, right? So dynamically, you can interact with each and every single visual into the slide of PowerPoint as well. In a similar way, you can export out these dashboards into a PDF format as well and into Excel format as well. Right? You can see these functionalities, right? In a similar way, if I'm clicking over here, directly clicking, not control plus click or anything. And one more thing so you can see that as soon as I'm clicking over here, you'll get to have this option, this navigation option. So there is no need to come up with this control plus click right now. You can simply directly click over here and you can have these functionalities, right? In the map, let us see if it is working completely fine or not. In North America, what is the number of orders I'm getting? Each and every single thing is working completely fine right now, right? So that would be the end of our Power BI dashboard section, and that is exactly how you can create these dashboards. You can simply deliver these important insights in front of the stakeholder or the executive. You can represent the information and what is the orders we are getting in a specific country, in a specific continent. then product details information you can deliver. You can simply communicate these important insights in front of the stakeholder. So these, whenever you're communicating with a stakeholder or with an executive, definitely looking into a pictorial representation of these communication insights is quite important, right? You need to show something on the page, or you need to show something on the screen, right? That will be delivering the insights, that will be helping the stakeholders out to make some important decisions with what you're exactly communicating. So you can simply communicate these important insights, the executive dashboard insights. You can simply communicate what all these numbers you are getting, what is the revenue company is generating, the number of orders, profit, and each and every single insight you can communicate with the stakeholder. So that would be the end of this section. And thank you guys for your time. And let us meet in the next section with looking into the artificial intelligence, that how we can involve artificial intelligence to deliver some more deep insights that we haven't looked upon, right? So let us meet in the next section with some more informative content, and that would be the end of this section. So thank you very much for your time.